So today we're looking at a pretty mind-blowing fraud case out of Los Angeles that really just kind of shows how much damage can be done with just one ID, right? And I've got to say, I generally don't expect this sort of investigative journalism from the mainstream media, so I am really happy to see Fox use their resources on something like this.
Senior national correspondent William Lajeunesse tells us about one provider who does not even live in the state and is responsible for hundreds of millions of dollars in billing.
I'm looking for Dr. Faustina. This is his address of record with the medical board.
He doesn't work here.
He doesn't work here. He is your medical director, however. Isn't that correct?
No,
He's not.
No.
Since when?
I don't know.
In December, New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney asked the Trump administration to investigate healthcare fraud in L.A.
So this Congresswoman Claudia Tenney, she also just called on the IRS to investigate around 650 nonprofits for illegal campaign contributions. So she's protecting tax dollars. I am all for that.
The money's being sucked out of the system by these fraudsters.
Specifically, she asked how a single physician living out of state helped providers bill taxpayers for $600 million. Somehow, you are responsible for 29,000 patients. And here's the billing information. That physician, 87-year-old Gilbert Faustina. These home health care agencies, but they're using your number.
I don't know them.
Faustina lives in Las Vegas, but we met him at this apartment in Los Angeles.
I'm not seeing anybody now. Last month I saw about 10 or 15 charts when I would visit, but that's one day a week.
Yet records suggest he filed 76,000 claims.
I don't do the billing. I've never billed Medicare for any of these patients.
How do you not
How many
catch that?
charts and so forth can you go through to approve their care?
Oh, 15 or 20.
But these documents suggest that you're seeing thousands of.
Well, the document is wrong.
I'm so sick of this, man. Governors like Tim Walz and Gavin Newsom take these shots at Nick Shirley because he physically shows up at addresses like that's some strange concept, and they say they already have fraud oversight and safeguards in place, but that's garbage. That's straight garbage. I've read OLA reports, there's holes everywhere. And just think about it for a second. Over a 3-year period, one physician billed Medicare for 29,000 patients, 76,000 claims adding up to about $600 million. This guy had no idea. So if they sent someone to his apartment once simply to check in, whole thing is avoided.
Federal documents show 335 providers billed Medicare $600 million over 5 years using Faustina's physician number.
How is that
Yet he
possible?
claims only to have contracted with 3 companies in this building.
At this address, I have millions of dollars of health care provided at this location at both Highlight and Aries. And on call, there's more than 900 patients, and $17 million has been billed out of this location.
So going off of that, it sounds like he contracted with 3 companies. Those companies commit some fraud using his ID, but then also passed it around to like 330 other companies to bill made-up nonsense. I assume they probably started slow, billing some things to see if he noticed, and once they figured it was safe, they ramped it up and passed his ID out there. I wonder if these physicians have access to the information using their ID, because if they do, physicians should start checking in to see. And I'll bet this guy was targeted for his age.
It certainly sounds unseemly to me.
Dr. Ira Byock is a national expert.
They're all only serving a few patients, which keeps them at a level under the radar. This isn't a mistake. This is a strategy.
Records also link Faustina to 18 hospice providers
I am not associated with any hospice.
and 3,000 claims.
I'm not associated with the claim at all. I've never seen the claim.
So what's going on?
Hospice in Suite 204.
We visited several hospices billing under Faustina's Medicare number. Many look more like mail drops than medical offices.
My name's William Lajeunesse, and I'm with Fox News.
We also spoke to one company that provides doctors and nurses to home health care agencies.
He used to be employed with us as one of our supervising doctors.
Days after receiving the Tenney letter, Medicare ended Faustina's ability to seek reimbursement, and this company cut ties.
We are not sure what happened as well. We
You're
are
not sure?
clueless what happened.
If there is fraud, Faustina says he's not getting a cut. So you think somebody's probably committing fraud on your behalf?
Absolutely. Not on my behalf, on their behalf.
If you remember the Feeding Our Future thing, that was a massive national fraud story, and that was $250 million. This is $600 million using one physician's ID. So think about how prevalent this problem actually is, especially considering if we as Americans don't pay taxes, we get penalties, right? And those taxes are going to God knows where, and state governors keep acting like it's not a big issue. And again, I love seeing something like this come from a mainstream media source because it just means that the work that the people are putting in on the ground is actually paying off, right? If it wasn't for people like Nick Shirley or James O'Keefe, Andy No, Mehek Cook, Nick Sortor, Cam Higby, David Kate, fraud wouldn't be a talking point big enough for Fox to cover it. And now we have the White House Fraud Task Force, right? And the fraud task force released a memo showing where they're going to focus their resources. So, here it's showing spending per year in those departments. Medicare and Medicaid is $2 trillion per year. So, no wonder these fraudsters are going after Medicare and Medicaid. It's massive, right? Department of Labor's unemployment insurance, $43 billion. Department of Agriculture SNAP program, $101 billion. So it's nice that we're going to have resources in on all these different departments here. And I really hope to see something come out of the task force that leads to people being held accountable. Hopefully, we'll see some funding cuts as well. But yeah, I thought this was a really cool story, so thanks for watching.